Cons don't fool us because we're stupid. They fool us because we're human. And this might be the world's greatest con. Hello, friends, scoundrels, my fellow rogues. Brian Brushwood here with a very important announcement that will be deleted in 48 hours. This is a special message just for you. If you're hearing these words, it's because you subscribed to Season 1 of World's Greatest Con, an epic tale spanning 4 chapters in which global forces came together to pull the ultimate con on Hitler. How on earth do you top that? That was our challenge as we sat down to write Season 2. And I'll be damned if we didn't pull it off. Not 1, but 5 epic tales, an anthology series at the nexus of glitz and glamour, the evolution of the carnival midways, because Season 2 of World's Greatest Con brings you 5 of the greatest tales of deception in the world of TV game shows. I've been obsessed with game shows ever since I was a kid. I would fake being sick so I could stay home and watch Price is Right. I almost got to be on the TV show Card Sharks for Teen Week. I met Bob Eubanks. I touched the Plinko machine and it was like caressing a holy relic. I was a finalist for Fear Factor. I even flew out to Hollywood for a pilot show called Set for Life. And if there's one thing I figured out, it's that when free money is on the line, the scoundrels come to play. Season 2 has 5 times as many stories and twice the runtime of Season 1. You're going to love it. You're going to have a blast. But you've got some decisions to make. The biggest and most important is whether or not you want to experience it ad-free. Because this year we will be adding ads to all of the episodes. Head on over to patreon.com/greatestcon. Become a supporter, you'll get your own RSS feed, and you'll get the premium ad-free experience. You got 1 week to refresh yourself on Season 1 or share it with a friend if you want them to ride with you through Season 2. Now here's the part where I do something crazy. It's dumb enough that we're going to put this thing out and then delete it, so I'm glad you've listened this far, because I got a treat for you. In the world of big network podcasts, there are a few traditional moves that you always make to promote your new thing. The first off is to spend big network money on a big fancy trailer. We're not going to do that. Next up, you make sure as many people as possible hear about the thing that's about to come out. If we were smart like that, we probably wouldn't be deleting this message in 48 hours. And there's one thing you never do. Actually give away the product. So guess what we're going to do? Buckle up for the first 11 minutes of Season 2 of the World's Greatest Con. This is World's Greatest Con. I'm Brian Brushwood. All right. It's 1957 and 200 people are getting pulled into a grand jury. They're all told the same thing. Tell the truth, you'll be on your way. But if you lie, you are going to be indicted on federal perjury charges. And these people aren't just anyone. We're talking about lawyers, professors, active military, respected individuals, people with a lot to lose if their reputations are tarnished. And fascinatingly, one by one, these individuals go to the grand jury, and the overwhelming majority lie. They commit federal perjury. I mean, maybe it's some money, right? Money's got to be involved somewhere. Would they lie for the money? Maybe it's a grand conspiracy. They're all in. If one person cracks, everything comes down. A cult? I mean, hell, that'd make more sense than the truth. Because the truth is, the real reason is something elemental in every single one of us, something hardwired into our brains. All of us have a relationship with this, and it's a con man's job to exploit it. I'm going to tell you an epic story about fame and shame, about how our desire for one and the fear of the other can eradicate your morals, reduce you to a pawn on somebody else's chessboard. But before we get to the heavy stuff, let's understand this phenomenon in a safer sandbox, a realm without any victims. Okay, this will be a weird segue, but have you ever been to a stage hypnotist show? Sometimes these shows are like at a Christmas event for a corporation. Sometimes you'll buy a ticket on the strip in Las Vegas. I always see them at these college freshman orientations. It's the perfect activity to get people to reveal stuff about themselves. In fact, put yourself back there. You don't know anybody. You don't know how any of this is going to go, but you do know that you want to fit in. There's 1,000 other people in this packed, charged auditorium. You're excited. They're excited. You want to know them. They want to know you. Out walks a guy in authoritative suit who explains to you that only one type of person can be hypnotized. Smart person. Somebody smart enough to exactly follow directions on cue. And no, you won't lose free will. But yes, you will experience something that you will remember for the rest of your life. And then comes the first part of how stage hypnosis works. He asks, who here in this room would like to be hypnotized? This feels like a very small moment. It's not. It's the most important moment. The reason it's the most important moment is because you are self-selecting for compliance. You are entering a contract. You are saying, I am ready to play. So you and 45 other freshmen go running up to the stage. You all get in a line. And what happens first is a very small ask. The stage hypnotist says, I want you to imagine you're getting very, very hot. Oh, what must that be like to be very, very hot? And of course you are hot. You're under a bunch of heat lamps. You're on stage. You're next to all these other sweaty bodies. You just ran 100 meters to get up here. After a few minutes of this, the language changes just a little bit. Now he just says, now you're getting cooler. But you know what he's talking about, right? I was hot, now I'm getting cooler. Of course. Also, by the way, you are actually getting cooler. You worked up a sweat while you were up there on stage. Now all that sweat is starting to evaporate. You're getting cooler. So you begin to shake and shiver, cover yourself. And all the while, he's quietly eliminating people. Now, he doesn't say elimination. What he says is, if I tap you on the shoulder, it just didn't work out. So it's not really a punishment, but you know what you want. You know you want to stay up there on stage. You want to keep going. We hear directives and sleep. And we know while we're up there on stage, what he means is act as though you just went into a slumber. Collect your thoughts. And you begin to watch as stranger and stranger things happen around you. Always happening to other people. Something amazing is about to happen. Person I'm touching right now, only the person I'm touching right now. In a moment, I'm going to ask you a question. And when I do, you will be unable to remember the number 7. And when he asks you to add together 4 and 4, you say 8. It's like, great. So you must have 8 fingers pointed up. Go ahead, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What else are you going to do? And meanwhile, the audience is loving it. The laughter, the applause. I mean, you think of yourself as an introvert. You've never experienced anything like this. But right now, the attention is on you and you are in full-on flow state. It melts all of these decisions about whether you're playing along or just following instructions. They all get blended together. Choices become instinctual. At the age of 18, a freshman at college, You've probably never experienced anything like this before. All you know is that it feels awesome. And when this dude tells you something to do, you do it, everybody claps, and you feel great. And then, 40 minutes into the performance, he says to you out loud, "You are Britney Spears." And you have a choice, because the hypnotist didn't lie. You do have free will. You can do anything you want at any moment. But you also know that of any two options, you want the one that's less painful. And in that moment, it would be more painful to stop the show, to say, "This has been a wild ride, but I'm afraid I'm outside of my comfort zone. I'm just going to head on down back to my seat." What's less painful is that you are Britney Spears.
Baby, one more time.
Every sexy bump and grind, touching your body in ways that you wouldn't even do alone in the bathroom. Everybody cheering, screaming. It's an ecstasy of improvisation that you have never experienced in your entire lives. Good God, the whole world stopped and shone a spotlight on you. It's calorie-free fame. There's no way you can lose. You'll be rewarded if your dancing is good. You'll be blameless if it's bad. The reliability of these reactions to fame and shame, that's what allows stage hypnotists to make a living doing this. Yes, hypnosis is a real phenomenon, but stage hypnosis is a different animal. And everybody on that stage were acting the way that they did for fame. The folks that stayed up there the longest did so out of fear that they would be eliminated and the shame that would come from that. Last season, we explained how common con man tactics were used to defeat Hitler of all people by the 20 Committee. So this season, we'll do one better. The biggest scandal in television history, the downfall of the TV quiz show 21. 21 is so popular that a winning contestant is an instant celebrity. Overnight, they're a household name. And along with that comes money. Money that you can use for yourself and your loved ones. But as it broadcasts, what tens of millions of viewers at home don't know is that most of the winners are in the process of making a deal with the devil. Each of them are crossing an ethical line that'll eventually eradicate their reputation long after the fame and the money are gone. All in the service of producers who are playing a much more high-stakes game. If you were told you were about to make more money in one night than you'd make in an entire year, that everyone in your block would hail you as a hero, that you could have a future in television, all you had to do was step in line and play along? All you had to do was cheat? What would you do? Don't say it out loud just yet. First, put yourself in a soundproof booth on live national television with 50 million people watching and answer this. How many points would you like to play for? Cons don't fool us because we're stupid. They fool us because we're human. And this might be the world's greatest con. The full episode comes in just 1 week, and I'm serious, guys. Consider that ad-free experience. Patreon.com/greatestcon. And meanwhile, I want to know everything you're thinking, so hit me up on Twitter @Shwood. That's SHWOOD, just like the last part of my name, Brushwood. We'll see you next week.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Dog and Pony Show audio.